You are welcome back to our online Cisa lecture series. In the previous lecture, we have talked about the tax statement and knowledge statement. Now, let's move to the chapter 1 proper. But before we delve into that, let me remind you that the objective of this chapter 1, that's the domain 1, is to outline the framework for performing IS auditing, specifically including those mandatory requirements regarding IS auditors' mission and activity, as well as the best practices to achieve appropriate IS auditing outcome. But you may be hearing IS auditor and wondering what's the meaning of IS auditor or auditing. IS auditing, IS simply means it's an acronym for information system auditing. So you should be able to familiar yourself with the acronyms of CISA. Though we have sent along some materials regards that with other materials. So you should be familiar yourself with all those acronyms, because CISA candidates should have a sound knowledge and understanding of the context of this chapter to adequately and correctly address questions in the related subject area. But may I chip in something that CISA candidates are not expected to cram definitional phrases, but must be able to identify the greatest risk or control that are most effective at mitigating risk, as the case may be, because most of the question have one correct answer, which test your knowledge on first, most, are primarily best or greatest of all the possible outcome. That's what the answer, that's what the question will likely be. There is no calculation. So those that are related of calculation, this is a good news for you. Let's say, for example, now you are asked a question of why developing a risk-based audit program. On which of the following will the IS auditor most likely focus? You can notice that most, and it will be highlighted or written in capital letter. That's what they want you to see. Let me give you an option and you can now supply me the answer. A, let me repeat the question again. Why developing a risk-based audit program? On which of the following would the IS auditor most likely focus? A, business processes. B, critical IT application. C, operational control. And D, business strategy. A, business processes. B, critical IT application. C, operational controls. D, business strategy. So you can send me the answer and tell me the reason why you chose the answer. So let's set the ball rolling. The first thing we are going to discuss is that what is IS audit? What is information system audit? IS audit is a branch of a broader field of auditing. Most of the basic auditing practices and techniques are adequately relevant in IS audit. So IS audit is not a new thing from heaven, no, but it's just that the field is a little bit diverse from the traditional auditing, and IS audit is intended to assess whether internal control provide the reasonable assurance that business operation and control objective will be met, and that undesired events like virus, hacking, crashing, and so on will be prevented or detected and corrected in a timely manner. Not that it will not be detected or prevented, but it must be done with utmost priority. So that's what the IS auditor is intended to do, is to control some of the undesired events in case of information system. However, the IS auditor is expected to comply with the code of professional ethics and to conduct their work in accordance with specific standard, guidelines and procedure. That's why we said in the knowledge statement that a CISA candidate should have adequate knowledge of ICAN standard, though some of the standard has been sent to you, so you can be familiar yourself with it. But the exam will not test the specific quotation of the standard, but just to know the application to a to some of the situation described in the question. So you have to be familiar with that. But I would like to state here that in the course of this study of this lecture series, as we proceed, you should be able to at least visit some of the material we sent to you, so that you can grab one or two things with the practice question. Thank you very much.